You were closer than you think. That's the uncomfortable truth most people never get to hear, because they quit right before the moment things were about to change. Think about it. Every dream, every goal, every transformation has a silent breaking point, a phase where nothing seems to work, where effort feels invisible, where progress feels like an illusion. It's in that exact moment that most people walk away. Not because they lack talent, not because they lack intelligence, but because they misinterpret the struggle as failure instead of recognizing it as a necessary stage of growth. The real reason most people quit too early is that they expect success to feel rewarding right from the beginning. They assume that if something is meant for them, it should come naturally, smoothly, almost effortlessly. But reality doesn't work that way. Growth is awkward. Progress is uneven. And success often disguises itself as frustration before it reveals itself as achievement. Another reason people quit too early is the addiction to immediate results. We live in a world where everything is instant: food, entertainment, communication. So when results don't show up quickly, the brain starts to panic. It begins to question the process, the goal, even the person pursuing it. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should try something else. And just like that, the journey ends, not because it couldn't succeed, but because it wasn't given enough time. What people don't realize is that most meaningful pursuits have a delayed reward system. You put in effort today, and the results might not show up for weeks, months, or even years. This gap between effort and reward is where most people lose faith. They mistake the silence for stagnation, not realizing that something is quietly building beneath the surface. Fear also plays a massive role. Not just fear of failure, but fear of uncertainty. When you don't know if your effort will pay off, your mind starts searching for safety. Quitting feels safe. It gives you control. It allows you to avoid the possibility of disappointment. But what it also does is guarantee that you will never reach the outcome you were aiming for in the first place. Then there's comparison, the silent killer of persistence. You look around and see others succeeding faster, progressing quicker, achieving more. And suddenly your own journey feels inadequate. You start questioning your pace, your abilities, your direction. What you don't see is their behind-the-scenes struggle, their failures, their setbacks. You're comparing your worst moments to someone else's highlight reel, and that comparison slowly drains your motivation until quitting feels like relief. Another overlooked reason is lack of clarity. Many people start something without fully understanding why they're doing it. Their goals are vague, their purpose is weak, and when challenges arise, as they always do, there's nothing strong enough to anchor them. Without a compelling reason to continue, quitting becomes the easiest option. And let's not ignore the discomfort factor. Success requires stepping outside your comfort zone repeatedly. It demands consistency when motivation fades. It demands discipline when excitement disappears. Most people aren't prepared for this level of discomfort. They expect motivation to carry them, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. What truly drives long-term success is discipline, and discipline is often boring, repetitive, and uncomfortable. What's ironic is that success is usually just one decision away, the decision to keep going when everything inside you is telling you to stop. Most people never realize how close they were because they never pushed past that critical point. They stop at the first sign of resistance, not knowing that resistance is often a signal that they're on the right path. If you look at any successful person, you'll notice a pattern. They didn't avoid failure, they endured it. They didn't quit when things got hard, they stayed when it was hardest. They understood something that most people don't: the journey gets darkest right before the breakthrough. So how do you avoid quitting too early? You start by changing your expectations. Stop expecting instant results. Stop expecting a smooth journey. Accept that struggle is part of the process, not a sign that something is wrong. You also need to build patience, the kind that allows you to keep going even when you don't see immediate progress. You need to disconnect from constant comparison and focus on your own path. Your journey is unique, and your timeline will be different. What matters is not how fast you move, but whether you keep moving at all. Most importantly, you need a strong why. A reason that's powerful enough to carry you through the difficult phases. When your purpose is clear, quitting becomes harder because you understand what's at stake. At the end of the day, Quitting early is not a lack of ability, it's a lack of endurance. And endurance is a skill you can build. Every time you choose to continue despite discomfort, despite doubt, despite slow progress, you're strengthening that skill. So the next time you feel like giving up, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what if I'm closer than I think? Because chances are, you are. And here's the truth that might change everything for you. Success doesn't belong to the most talented or the most gifted. It belongs to those who simply refuse to quit. If this message resonated with you, don't let it end here. Take a moment right now to reflect on something you've been thinking of giving up on. Decide to give it one more push, one more effort, one more chance. And if you want more insights like this that push you to think differently and act boldly, make sure to subscribe, share this with someone who needs it, and stay committed to becoming the person who doesn't quit when it matters most.